I think the seed was sown when I was 7. It was time for it to sprout.
And welcome, everybody. Hands on Apologetics. You have entered into Virgin Most Powerful Apologetics Dojo. And welcome back, everybody. Hands on Apologetics. And we are engaged in a very interesting conversion story from Hinduism to Catholicism. We're talking with Christina Mohini Srinivasan. And right before the break, you mentioned how on this crippling pain you found out, while still a Hindu, that there was some sort of curse put on you. And so you told us that you were in pain, you wanted to go to sleep, you picked up a Bible, began to read it, and fell asleep. And then, that's a great cliffhanger. What happens once you fall asleep?
So, yes, I was going through this witchcraft according to one of the astrologers. And not only the pain, Gary, I went through depression, major depression, suicidal tendencies, and crying spells. I would just sit down and cry and cry and cry. So all these things were very torturous. So when I read the Bible and I went to sleep, I saw myself stranded in water. I was surrounded by water all around me, and I was stranded in water. And the waters were very quickly rising up. It was not a steady kind of water. The waters were rising up, and I was standing in this very small piece of land. And I was just standing there wondering, oh my God, the waters are rising up. I think I'm just going to die in some time. And probably these are karma, the actions of the actions of a human being's part, and the repercussions of all your actions, karma. So I thought, maybe this is my karma. This is why people die unexpectedly, and people fall sick, and people get into a lot of issues. And as I was just looking around, my husband was not there, my children were not there, none of my family members there, not even a roof above my head was there. And I thought, if any God can save me from this, that will be my true God. And I will accept the true God. So, because I didn't know if it was a he or she. So, as I was thinking, I just looked diagonally opposite to me. And there was another piece of land looked like. And till today, I have not met such a handsome person. Till today, I have not met a man with the kind of eyes, you know, he doesn't even have to open his mouth, but just with his eyes, he assures you, puts you in a good place, calms you down. And I just looked at him, and he had hair till his shoulder, and his hair was blonde. And as he was standing, he just looked at me, and he had this most beautiful smile on his face. It looked as if he knew what I was thinking in my mind. And he just looked at me and just smiled, and then turned towards his right. And there I saw a guy, maybe he was good looking, but no way to find out because he was looking like a tribal person, full beard, and his clothes were different. And he just looked at that person and with his left hand pointed me to that person. I saw his hands, beautiful long fingers, and everything about him seemed to just calm me down. And I completely forgot the waters were rising. I completely forgot where, my family is not with me. I didn't know what was happening, but I was just enamored, and I just looked at him. I kept looking at him, and after pointing me with his left hand, he turned again to his back and pointed at something with his right hand. And I saw a structure floating in water. It is not like today's, ship or boat or anything. It looked very different. And because it was floating on water, I knew it needs to be some kind of a boat or ship or something. And I was thinking in my mind, is he going to save me from these floods? Then he will be my true God. And I was woken up by my then 5-year-old son, Anirudh. And I woke up and I just kept sitting down because seeing this man was changing me very profoundly in ways I did not know. I think the seed was sown when I was 7. It was time for it to sprout. So I just sat there mesmerized, and I went to Indra and I said, Indra, this is the dream I saw. This is the dream I had. And she started tearing up. She started saying that Akka means big sister. Akka, that is Jesus Christ. And I just looked at her quizzically. Why would Jesus come in my dream? I'm a Brahmin. I'm a Hindu. He needs to come in you people's dream. Why is he coming in my dream? And she summed up the entire gospel and the story of salvation in one line. She said, Akka, you people separate Jesus. Jesus never separates people to be his and not to be his. For Jesus, everybody are the same, and he cares for everybody. And when I knew it was Jesus, I was surprised. I wanted to know more about him. I was completely enamored, completely mesmerized, completely in awe. And that awe still remains. It is not gone, it still remains. So from there, my journey to find out who this Jesus is and where he is truly, where his home is, how can I get help from him started.
Yeah. Yeah. So, was it the astrologer who said that the true God will save you? That turns out to be almost prophetic.
Absolutely. I think
Yeah.
today, looking back, I think it was really prophetic and true God did save me. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I would have been dead and gone 13 years ago.
Right. Right. So you have this profound dream. It's life changing dream.